paradise. People travel hundreds of miles to enjoy what, well, some of us take for granted. We aren't called the natural state without reason. With an abundance of rivers, lakes, and streams loaded with adventure. Scenic views that will take your breath away. Biking trails and back roads just begging to be discovered. Sit back and relax as Ray Tucker and longtime journalist Brian Hendricks explore our magnificent state with
Well,
this
that's a
week's
soothing
edition
intro.
of Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Brought to you by Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's days like this that remind us spring is just around the corner in Arkansas. And we have so many wonderful lakes and rivers and streams, and we've floated a bunch of them, fished a bunch of them. A lot of people in central Arkansas, one of their favorite lakes for years was Lake Conway. And if you fish Lake Conway, you live in central Arkansas, you're well aware of what's going on with Lake Conway. Randy Zellers from Game and Fish is in the house with us.
Hey.
And talk a little bit about the renovation of Lake Conway.
All right. Hold on just a second. Randy,
Sure.
tell us who you are.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm Assistant Chief of Communications for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. So I'm kind of one of the talking heads. Actually, I'm one of the writers more than anything else. They always say I had a voice for radio, or a face for radio and a voice for print. That's kind of me. So anyway, the Lake Conway renovation, it started. We're actually at the halfway point. It started about 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
And we're at it's a 5-year project. A lot of people keep on asking, when's it going to be over? It started as a 5 years project. It's still on track. It is still on track to be finished within the 5 years. So we're looking for another 2.5 years. We may get things favorable and open it up a little bit earlier than that, but we are definitely not going to be any further behind than that. So that's the first thing to talk about. Second thing, we've got a public meeting going on tomorrow night. It'll be at Mayflower High School's cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
And that Mayflower High School cafeteria is the same place we've had a few other meetings. We had meetings there before we started the renovation, and then we've had a couple of public meetings since then. When we were doing the boat lane work, we were doing a lot of different projects that are part of this renovation. I mean, this isn't just a quick little deal. This isn't like, we've had some other renovations like at White Oak Lake where it was a 1-year project or something like that, where we only had one piece of infrastructure to fix and we were done. The Lake Conway renovation is much more involved, and that's the reason why it is a 5-year project. But tomorrow night we will be at the Mayflower High School cafeteria, and it will be from 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock. We'll have a presentation and kind of give an update about how far we've come and what we're looking at in the future. And then we'll have a chance for folks to kind of mill around and talk in one-on-one with the biologists that are running the program there.
And you all have done a very nice job publicizing that you got this meeting.
That's right.
To make sure that, and there will be somebody, well, I didn't know anything about this meeting.
Oh, that's all. As you know, we always think we're the center of the universe, and everybody hunts and fishes, and they hear everything we say. Realistic, we know, and that's the reason why we're still, even tonight when Brian asked me, hey, do you want to come on? Absolutely. I'll drop everything. I'll come out here and try to if there's one more person that hears this and is able to show up because of it, that's what it's about. That's why we're here.
So 2.5 years in, what has been done and what are we looking forward to for the next 2.5?
All right. So the biggest thing, probably the one thing that, as I'm a bass angler myself, and I love fishing and I love Lake Conway, but one of the things that I always hated about Lake Conway is its nickname is Old Stumpy for a reason.
Oh,
there are a lot of lower units that have been found in the bottom of that lake after people tried to go a little too fast. And we had boat lanes there that were there before and kind of marked, but they really weren't clear.
Right.
And especially if the water dropped any, if you had a little bit of low water, a lot of those stumps that were down a foot low, now they're right there where your prop's going to hit them. So that was one of the biggest things. We have 29 miles of boat lanes that have been completely cleared now. And these things are 50-foot wide lanes. We will actually be going back. Once the water comes back up, they will come back out with barges, and they will be pile driving telephone poles into the bottom to mark all these lanes. Before, we had these little posts that were little metal posts with little reflectors.
And boy, when you got them intersecting,
oh yeah, and
at night,
it's all over the place, and you're not really sure which way it's going. But these are going to be, if you've ever been to Millwood Lake, they've got giant telephone poles sitting there marking those channels, marking those lanes. We'll have something very similar to that. We'll have large telephone poles that are marking those lanes, and that'll happen once we actually start filling back up. Probably one of the biggest things that's happened recently is that they actually poured concrete. They poured the spillway on Friday, right before Valentine's Day. They went out there. They were out there starting at 1 a.m, and they poured all the way through the night as a 450-yard pour of concrete that they put out there. They had a conga line of cement trucks going all day long to pour that spillway. So that old system that we had, that was an old gate system that raised and lowered gates, and we had to have somebody out there manually raise and lower. If you had a thunderstorm out there and that water was rising, we had to have somebody out there and manually put a motor in place and turn the key over to get that thing to roll. And so now it's actually going to be a spillway system with a weir that it's going to be a passive water management system where when the water gets that high, it's going to dump it over. We will still have a little bit of ability to lower it beyond that spillway, but for the most part, it's all going to be pretty static.
Yeah. I can attest to the old system. Years ago when I was at Channel 7, I loved to fish Lake Conway. Mm-hmm. And it was a guy, had Cossey's Landing, Ron Cossey up there. I don't know if you ever knew Ron or not. And so he took me out there one day, and I go back by myself one day. And a storm's coming up. And I got out of the lanes, and I could not find where I was going. And those stumps, and I tell you, lightning was bouncing everywhere. It scared me to death. But it's nice to hear. It's going to be super. I can tell you that.
It's going to be much safer navigation. And like I said, as a bass angler, I loved Lake Conway, but I really didn't visit it a whole lot because it was so much trouble to get around in the lake. And really, when you fish there, you launch at the area that you think you're going to fish. Otherwise, it's going to take all day to get where you want to go. That's not going to be so much of the case anymore. At the same time, they had one of the public meetings that we had before. They brought everybody in, and we had everybody that was familiar with the lake. We had lakeside landowners. We had people that fish the lake all the time. They were invited to come out, and everybody was given maps of here's where the lanes have been. We're asking y'all, where can we make improvements? What lanes would you like to see? And what are some things we need to know about as we're doing this? So we got a lot of public input. Everybody drew out their own maps basically and said, here's what I would like, and gave explanations why. And then the team got back together and said, well, wherever we can feasibly make some of this happen, then we did it. We moved a few lanes away. We had some lanes that were getting really close to boat docks and boathouses. And if somebody's going to be running in a lane, they're going to create a wake that's going to cause a problem for a boathouse or something like that. We were able to move those away. And that was something that a lot of landowners were able to help us out with. And then there were a couple of places where, man, that would be ideal if it would work. But unfortunately, some places that got drawn, they were running over a shallow area or something like that where it would have required dredging or something like that in addition to just cutting timber. So those we had to mitigate. We had to go around and do a little bit of workarounds there. But for the most part, the public had a lot of say-so in how these boat lanes were laid out.
What is the point of keeping the water out of it for 5 years?
Okay, so twofold. One is, and you'll I understand you're going to be talking to somebody later that's going to see the effects of the first one I talk about, and that's whenever we do a lake renovation, we draw the lake down, and you have all the nutrients that are locked up in all of the silt and all the sediment. They are all that silt and sediment that you're able to get grass growth, you're able to get vegetation growth, you're able to get things a little bit of hard bottom start back up. Those sorts of things bring those nutrients back into the system so that once that lake fills back in, those nutrients are available and it boosts the lake.
New lake effect.
New lake effect, absolutely.
All right, well, we're going to talk a little bit more New Lake Effect, and coming out of the break, we're also going to have Haley Robinson with Trout Unlimited. Call us, talk to us about big banquet on the end of the month. Stay with us at Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts. And much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. As a Michigan transplant, I got to tell you that these 70-degree days that we've had in January are remarkable. 70 in January? What a state. My father walks 5 miles a day, and he thinks Arkansas is God's country after spending some 60 years in the frozen tundra of the north. Winters here are pretty great, despite the absence of ice fishing, which I never really understood anyway. Arkansas is my idea of a true winter wonderland. As you traverse the natural state, stop by one of Doublebee's 34 locations for some wonderful bean-to-cup coffee. You select the style, and the amazing machine grinds the beans and brews a hot, fresh, delicious cup of Renoco coffee. And couldn't you use that right now? Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
It's pretty strange how good the deals are at Gwatney Buick GMC in North Little Rock. And tax time is the best time to trade, even if you're currently in the upside down. Right now, get 2026 GMC Sierra with more power than a Demogorgon at 0% and up to 20% below MSRP. Get 2026 Encore or Invista as low as $199 per month. But you won't find a more supernatural deal than Gwatney Buick GMC, because they're prepared to match your tax return up to $1,000 with no alternate dimension required. So escape the upside down prices and head to Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. Sierra based on MSRP of $55,370 with loyalty. Vista and Encore are low mileage leases. See dealer for details.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 21st as the women take on Southeastern Missouri State at 1 and the men at 3. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts. And much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful post-Valentine's Day. Just a great day to be out on the water. Great day to be out on the water. And we did try that today, Ray. It didn't work out. Boats don't run. Motors don't run right. They don't start. They don't do things. And so I had a really nice trip out to Highway 27 and a little bit of a boat ride to the bridge and right back on the trailer and a nice ride back.
So the boat motor isn't the only thing that's a memory right now, then, is what you're thinking, right?
We still have it.
Okay.
All right. So we've got with us, joining us from Fayetteville, we've got Haley Robinson, president of Trout Unlimited. And Haley, welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Now, you've got a big event coming up in Fayetteville on the 28th of this month. Is that right?
Yes, on the 28th, we're hosting our 40th annual fundraising banquet.
And how many members of TU are there in Arkansas, and how many will come to the
Current members, we're looking at a little over 400. We expect about 350 to be. Not all of those are members. We have a lot that kind of choose to stay, at these big banquets, but still kind of do their part to help protect our tailwaters.
And they come from how far afield do they come to this event?
Right now, our chapter is kind of expanded into Fort Smith. They dissolved the chapter that went across state lines. They just didn't have leadership in place to kind of keep it growing. And luckily, here in Northwest Arkansas, we're fairly congested, and there's just a lot of great people that are willing to step up and volunteer to be on our board. So we're from Fort Smith all the way over to Eureka Springs, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and everywhere in between.
One of the bigger chapters in the United States?
Chapter in Arkansas.
And when you get to talking about Trout Unlimited, we're big, Ducks Unlimited people here in Central Arkansas. A lot of people might not know in this area a lot about TU. Tell us about it.
So Trout Unlimited is a conservation program, chapter for Trout Unlimited. So there's a lot around, and a lot of these southern states, we don't have native trout, and so we're just kind of making the best out of situations of the dams and the so we have to try to continue conserving a lot of these cold water fisheries that weren't here before, and that requires conservation on the part of Arkansas Game and Fish, and the cold plays a large role, and then not like Trout Unlimited just kind of helps fill in the gaps in between. But is to conserve and restore cold water fisheries, and we are doing that in large part through education and outreach. So, small things like contributing to the Mayfly Project Healing Waters for veterans, Real Recovery, Casting for Recovery, for recovery patients, and then we have major things like our trout camp that's every summer. Is just a free 5-day, 4-night event for kids aged 13 to 17. They know get heavily immersed into what is conservation, why are they worth protecting, and how not just conserve the environment, but the future of recreational fishing.
So TU is real big. One of the main things up there is the beaver tailwater. It's real close to where you are. How big of a focus is that for what you're trying to accomplish there?
For us, it's how do we get people out there, and how do we get them to care, and then make their kids care and their cousins and everybody else, so that we can regulate the fishing to create something that's sustainable for future generations. So what we do is focused on specifically the beaver tailwaters, because those are our home waters, and that's helping restore the banks. We plant trees. I'm actually a high school science teacher, so when I'm not, volunteering with Trout Unlimited, I'm teaching kids, and my students are planting trees through Trout Unlimited. I plant about 300 to 500 every single year, and that's just my one little classroom. And the adults go out and plant those along the banks of the lake and the water below. And then in the past, stuff like the big restoration project and the implementation of the J-veins that was put in 2019, and just since then, it's really just whatever it takes. We help maintain some of the trails, which is we have sledding events, and then just try to get people out there to fish.
Well, Haley, where is this going to be? How much is it going to cost? What are the tickets? And where can people get information?
Yeah, so Saturday, February 28th. The doors open at 5 p.m. We're going to have a prime rib dinner. The tickets include your dinner. They include lots of music. We have lots of silent live auctions, raffles. We even have a South African safari hunting trip for a conservation company in that area, and just a lot of stuff to come and bid on. The ticket prices start at $75 for an individual. You can buy a whole table with artwork and swag and stuff on it, and 8 tickets for $800.
Fantastic. Haley, we're going to take a little break. Can you stay with us, come back on the other side for a little bit more conversation? All right, we're going to take a break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Hang with us. We're all over the place tonight in Arkansas.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
In Arkansas, cancers of the lung, breast, prostate, and colon are the leading cause of cancer deaths. Yet simple screenings can save lives, helping doctors find and treat cancer early. If you have a family history of cancer, you need to start screenings even earlier, because cancer screenings can never come too soon, only too late. To learn more, visit cancer.uams.edu. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and UAMS.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Pay depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hey, welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're talking about fishing misadventures here. And Haley Robinson, president of Trout Unlimited, doesn't ever have a misadventure when she's fishing. Everything goes perfectly and according to plan, doesn't it?
Does that ever happen?
You know, one time years ago, this has been about 1990, I was fishing up on the Beaver Tailwater and really, really windy, and I was back casting a woolly booger, and it came and got me right in the eye. Ooh. And so I had to, I opened my eye and I could see this big thing there. And so I'd had somebody drive me into Eureka to a doctor who, fortunately, it just went into the eyelid and didn't actually impale anything important. But he took that out and he kept it and said, I'm keeping it because I know how to use it.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I still
could have lost your eye.
Could have.
I still get the video of you jerking that trout hook out of my finger up on the little red.
Yeah, that did happen. So, one thing I was going to ask you about is that when I was up there in the early 90s, the first time that the floodgates at Beaver Dam had ever opened was in 1989 to put water into the tailwater there, and now it seems like it happens every year. And so what used to be a pretty narrow waterway down there has just gotten really, really wide and really, really shallow, and so that's a big part of what you're trying to correct or at least remedy, right?
Yeah. At any point throughout the year, it can go from 300 to over 92,000 cubic feet per second. Hard to predict, and as much as it frustrates the anglers, it's probably frustrating the fish a lot more. So I'm thinking about the lake effect and how that would impact, the trout fisheries. And I mean, at first, and then you have the short-term, reduced dissolvation, reduced nutrients or nutrient overloading, and like trout are so sensitive that I don't know. It's really damaged. I don't know how Game and Fish does it, and they do it very well. I know we've had a really rough year this year, so I'm going to have some people disagree with me. But yeah, it's very stable water movement or of any kind.
Haley, trout fishing is really growing in popularity nationwide, and you teach science and you teach young people. How many of these young people are taking up fly fishing and have taken the bait and love it like you do?
I think I'm actually teaching right now. I teach a high school class. It's called Outdoor Conservation and Resource Education. It's a third semester they take biology. And I'm teaching fly tying right now. So, I mean, with supply, how to tie really cool, fun stuff. I try to keep it interesting. And every year, this year about 50 kids, I would say I have 8 that are just ate up with it right now. They're coming in at lunch, before school, asking to borrow equipment over the weekend. We haven't gotten into the fishing part this year because the weather's obviously not in January and February to take brand new people out fishing. But I mean, I would argue that at least 10 kids walk away every year with a fly rod that they bought at Bass Pro on a field trip.
That Beaver Tailwater is unique. It's pretty short, really. It goes into Table Rock Lake, and but it's got a pretty high density of fish in it. And it's really, really popular because it's the closest trout fishery to to Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale. So it's got a lot of unique things, a lot of pressure on it. It's got a lot of potential, but also it's limited. What's your, as a consumer and as somebody, as president of Trout Unlimited that probably sees into things a little deeper than the average consumer, what is your perception of that Beaver Tailwater?
Really, actually, I never keep trout unless I go to Color. I'll keep a couple when I go down there. But I mean, I think catch and release is the way to go when we're talking from the conservation perspective. When we're looking at our stock constantly, it's easy to say a few, but when we're having the issues that we've had and the pressure like you're describing, I think it's better on it and like let's release some, keep a couple walleye instead, or just do it for the recreational aspect. But I don't tell anybody to not keep their limit either.
You know,
So I think that's a hard line to toe. I'm catch and release for trout specifically, but if somebody's going to keep it, as long as they're keeping their limit and paying attention to the regulations, I have faith that Arkansas Game and Fish is going to maintain that water for us.
we have a game and fish guy here in the studio just beaming from ear to ear.
Yeah. She because I'm still here. That's the reason why. Yeah.
You know, some weird things happen up there too. You know, because like Table Rock is really part of the beaver tailwater, and when Table Rock gets up, there have been times in the past when hybrids have gotten up in there real thick, and just laying waste to the trout population. And that's how we got our state record striper. Was, you know, a striped bass got in there. I guess came over the dam and you know, got fat eating trout and got landlocked.
It can happen. I mean, when the floodgates open, when they actually have to open those, I mean, you can get some come through, but
and you wonder how a fish can make that trip down the face of that dam, 300 feet or however far it is, and live to tell about it. Yeah. So you know, another thing that's happened, like I was talking earlier, the woolly booger used to be the thing on the beaver tailwater. Now it seems like root beer midges and zebra midges are kind of the thing now.
Yeah, so that's one of the first things I teach to Tom at trout camp. Well, the first thing at trout camp is the mont fly, because we always take them to Roaring River, and it's June. And anyway, but root beer midges and ruby midges are some of the first things that I teach to Tom, because you can catch trout. I mean, I've never been unsuccessful for very long when I'm fishing with midges. You got the biologist in there, maybe?
No, he's not a biologist, but he plays one on TV.
Oh yeah.
So, have you ever had a streamer thing going on where they were hitting streamers real good on the beaver tailwater?
I've never had that on the beaver tailwater.
I've never heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you see crazy stuff getting thrown at Cotter and just these monsters coming out. See at beaver tailwaters, but it's just not in the car. Or all the things we just listed, the lack of minimum flow that we get from the Corps of Engineers. And, you know, there's solid reasons behind not having that. I understand, but I mean that's going to prevent us from ever having the fisheries that they have in Cotter.
Haley, let's go back to your event coming up on February the 28th. How people get tickets? How do they get involved with your organization?
Honestly, if you just go to Google and type in Event Group Northwest Arkansas Trout Unlimited, it'll probably pop up. And it's the 26th at the Fayetteville Town Center. And we do it for Arkansas Game and Fish folks. If anybody wants to come with Arkansas Game and Fish that might be listening, or we would love to have people there. Trey Reed is going to MC for his son for the banquet. It's going to be very, very fun. And this year in particular, we're trying to make it really the relationship between tribes and the other nonprofits, and of course the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission in efforts.
Well, Haley, thank you for joining us. We've been visiting with Haley Robinson, president of Trout Unlimited here in Arkansas. We're talking about their big event coming up on February 28th. What's the name of the venue again? It slipped me. All right. Well, it's coming. No. I mean, what's the name of the place where it's going to be?
So sorry. Fayetteville Town Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
All right. Hey, if you can get up there, do that. Support Trout Unlimited and the Beaver Tailwater. And thank you, Haley Robinson, for joining us here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Haley. You're talking about a ball of fire now. There's a reason she's president of the organization.
Well,
yeah, and you know, there are. It's almost like duck hunters. You know, Randy, there's so many different interests within the trout fishing community.
There are, and you know, it just like with duck hunters and versus deer hunters or anything else. And I hate to say versus, but comparing them, you know, even within, trout fishermen, we have trout fishermen, we have crappie fishermen, we have bass, just like what she talked about, there's other fish that come up. And even within trout fishermen, you have so many different types of trout fish. You have the ones that want to fly fish. You have some that want to go out and just fish with some live bait, some power bait or whatever, and sit by the bank. And that, that's one of the things that the Game and Fish does is we're trying to satisfy everybody. And typically, that's something that we end up with a lot of criticism, but I understand. And if people aren't critiquing it, that means they're not passionate. So I want criticism.
Well, hey, coming up next here, we're going to be talking to Briar Pennington, who is one of the best big bass anglers in the state right now.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been doing his thing on White Oak Lake. So join us on the other side here with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
And big is the magic word.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's pretty strange how good the deals are at Gwatney Buick GMC in North Little Rock, and tax time is the best time to trade, even if you're currently in the upside down. Right now, get 2026 GMC Sierra with more power than a Demogorgon at 0% and up to 20% below MSRP. Get 2026 Encore or Invista as low as $199 per month. But you won't find a more supernatural deal than Gwatney Buick GMC, because they're prepared to match your tax return up to $1,000 with no alternate dimension required. So escape the upside down prices and head to Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. Sierra based on MSRP of $55,370 with loyalty. Invista and Encore are low mileage leases. See dealer for details.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern born and raised and Arkansas based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. The Baltimore Ravens fired Coach John Harbaugh after a highly successful 18-year run, including a Super Bowl win over his little brother, Jim. Now it will be interesting to see what superstar quarterback Lamar Jackson does in his absence. This two-time NFL MVP has still never led the Ravens to a Super Bowl, shrinking in the big games. Meanwhile, only a dozen teams ended up trying to hire Harbaugh to lead their teams. But I'd wager John Harbaugh gets to a Super Bowl before his old quarterback. Count on Harbaugh to make the New Yorkers giants again. All pumps at Double B's are new and secure for your credit card use. Sign up and pay with your Exxon credit card and save 10 cents a gallon. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Time to talk a little bit about Saracen Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. And I have just pulled up. No Neil tonight. He is on a little vacation. And so I pulled up the app. I thought I had it downloaded. And now it's being contrary. My phone's being goofy.
You're going to download it right now?
Yeah, I just downloaded it. It's that simple. And top of it says Arkansas baseball. Hogs won again today, by the way. And so I hit on NCAA basketball. And I got the early line on Arkansas and Alabama. And that is a game in Tuscaloosa on Wednesday night. And Alabama's favored by 2.5. This app is so easy to operate. There's specials on there, double R props. If you're not downloading it, do it, and just have fun. Just go through it and just have fun looking at it, and download the app. And if you decide you're going to make a wager, you want to do it on BetSaracen.com.
Yeah, there you go. And while you're thinking about that, we're going to go down to South Arkansas and visit with Briar Pennington, who there's some good sticks fishing Lower White Oak Lake, Randy, and Briar's one of them. You've been visiting with him. And so we're going to talk about his latest success here. Briar Pennington, welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Hello, Brian.
Briar,
I'm sorry.
Are you with us? Briar Pennington going once. We got you.
There you are. There you
go.
Is your new nickname the Whopper?
You guys.
Well, that's not good. But anyway, you have caught, like in, 3 days, 2 10-pound largemouth bass out of Lower White Oak Lake?
Yes, sir.
So, and you've donated those to the Legacy Lunker program. But tell us what that program means, because Lower White Oak's been coming on. It's well known as a big bass fishery. You've just shown what it's capable of, but tell us what this Legacy Lunker program means to you.
Man, luck really has been coming along. The Legacy Lunker program, so all these fish, the ones from White Oak or the ones from the other lakes, they'll all be taken to the game and fish hatchery ponds, and they'll get a good spot. Released back into the lakes. As far as a percentage deal, like if 2 come from White Oak, then have any percentage of that, and a lot of the fish.
Well, everybody knows that those Lower White Oak bass produce more spawn than like Lake Monticello spawn. So I think you probably think that White Oak ought to get more of them than some of these other places.
Yes, sir. Yeah, White Oak's going to.
So tell us, tell us how you catch 2 10-pound bass within, basically a couple of days span this time of year.
Man, it ain't easy. Now they take me this weekend, but I minutes from my house there 4 evenings after work of last week, and then all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and it's been 2 fish all day, which one of them was the 10-pounder, and now some 1 pound. I mean, it was really, really good.
So this time of year, what are you throwing at them?
Here, so I ain't gonna tell you everything.
Look, you don't have.
I believe he even asked you that.
Well, I had to try.
Right. Throwing lures at him. Yeah, all right.
Where'd you catch? So no, the thing. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm doing about like everybody else. I'm just looking for them on the line and throwing big slim jigs out.
So you said something that really caught my ear, that they hadn't been biting and then they turned on Sunday. And you've been fishing long enough to know that there's triggers that cause that to happen. What, in your opinion, was the thing that made them turn on?
The rain.
Is that it?
The rain that we got on Saturday night.
Yeah. Were you fishing in the rain or at the tail end of it, or what?
It quit raining Sunday morning, right before that, and still, and we have here in Washington, and a lot when you have especially this time of year,
So
it can make them big ones start biting.
Does the rain warm the water up, or just the opposite?
This one was a warm rain, 3 degrees.
How about the barometric pressure? What changed there, and did that matter at all?
You know, gotten deep into that because I've caught when it's been high, it's been low. But I on Sunday, which is what.
So what caused you to take part in the
Legacy Lunker?
Legacy Lunker. I'm about to say it backwards.
One more time.
What caused you to take part in the Legacy Lunker program?
I can't hardly understand.
He Ray's asking you what prompted you to donate those fish when you might have put one on the wall or just turned it loose without.
Well, yeah, those replica mounts ain't cheap, and I mean that's and if you catch one, you get put in for a drop.
That's right.
And I mean that's pretty, 40 or 50 of them fish caught in 40 or 50 chance
of
winning a boat.
Do you get extra chances for catching 2 of them?
Yes, he does.
All right.
Yeah. He'll get a replica. He gets a replica mount for each fish that he turns in that he donates. That makes the qualification, and then he gets an entry for every one of those fish as well.
How about that?
And who's the taxidermist doing the replicas?
That's Harper's Pure Country Taxidermy. They're the ones doing the reproduction mount.
And where are they?
Oh, good Lord, don't get me lying. They're up in northern Arkansas. I know that much.
Oh, are they up in Damascus?
I believe that may be them, but I know they're the ones that do the Commissioner's Cup.
That's who that is.
The mount of that. It's fantastic. I mean, and they do excellent work. They really do.
All right, so Briar, tell me this: White Oak is pretty small, and it fishes small, and there's a few things there that are pretty prime, and you can fish a lot of sterile water there too. What makes you? I'm not going to ask you for places or even things, but what determines where and what you're going to fish?
Man, this time of year for the fish to be staging, just look for these spots. Just and fishing's like anything else. The harder you work at it, the better you're going to do, and the more time you put in. So that's
Well, Briar, let me ask you, when you talk about the live scope stuff, about how much time, because you've spent quite a few days out there, it sounds like, about how much time do you spend standing on that trolling motor scanning versus actually, percentage-wise, how much time are you actually spending casting versus looking when you're using that live scope like
I'm
that?
I'm not unless I see one.
Okay.
And
all right.
I'm not that way at all. But when you're serious about targeting the big one, and we've got the live scope, if you know what one looks like, and you're really trying to catch one, you're a dummy for not using it. I mean,
you got it figured out, man.
Randy, he's after that boat.
That's right.
Briar Pennington, thank you so much for joining us here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Go get you another chance at that boat.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts. And much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where the hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts. And much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Sword in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, vests, sweaters, slacks with UCA or Arkansas gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Sword, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram. Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At Acadi's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts. And much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Earlier tonight, I got chastised because I didn't introduce Randy Zellers correctly. His title's longer than it lasts for 5 minutes.
He's the Assistant Director of Communications, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Those of you who get the weekly Game and Fish newsletter, Randy writes that thing. Yep. Fantastic writer, very good purveyor of. I used to do your job for the Oklahoma Wildlife Department. I really appreciate what you do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I get to write about hunting and fishing for a living. So I mean,
it's a really lousy way to make a living.
It's awful, and even that part of it, all the rough parts of it, where we got guys out there that you go down to a hatchery, those guys are working. All right, you go to a hatchery in the middle of the summer. It's not a fun job,
no.
and
especially for the techs.
Oh, right, and that's the thing. We got guys, and same way with our guys that are out there in the woods in forestry. That are marking timber or doing hack and squirt or stuff like that out there. I get to go out there and I get to be a part of that until it becomes
not nice,
and then I've got something else I got to cover. So it really, I'm really spoiled. I really am. I've got a fantastic job.
He gave me his business card and it's a fold out.
Yeah. Well, one thing that you and I can both kind of commiserate on is that you've attended all the meetings that I attend, the ones on the Wednesdays. That the public doesn't really get to see when the real work gets done. And we were talking about various interests within the various user communities, and the type of debate that comes up whenever anybody even so much as recommends expanding a catch and release zone or a trophy zone on the White River.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, okay, well, that's a fairly simple thing, and everybody can agree on that. Add another mile or so. No.
It's and that's the thing. You really, everybody they look at things through their lens, and there are so many different interests that go into every one of these things that we do: hunting, fishing, wildlife watching, everything. Everything with the outdoors. People approach it from different places because the outdoors is for everyone. I mean, there's a place for everyone to enjoy this stuff. So we really, and I think all of our commissioners will tell you when they first get on the commission, they have something set in their mind of what they're going to be able to do and what they're going to be able to see and when they get there. And then immediately all of these different directions come at them at once, and they realize that, my God, I mean, there are so many different things that I've got to address with what should be a straightforward, simple decision, and then, well, no, it's not so simple after all.
And I would say that if anybody ever had the time to just attend 6 months worth of those Wednesday meetings, you would come away with a whole different perception of what the Game and Fish is and what it does. And when you first see that monthly packet that those guys, men and women get, and you read through that because you have to, and see all the things that they're considering, and everybody's got jobs. They got businesses and things that they've got to do.
And those commission jobs, I mean, those commissioners, that's a volunteer. Yeah. They don't get paid to do that. They get reimbursed for expenses traveling there, and that's about it. That's about all they get out of it. So they truly are. They're doing it because they love to do it. And so when you, like you said, you see that packet that's a 60-page, 70-page packet on a light month. It's pretty daunting to imagine this is something that they're doing because they want to.
Randy, you sent out a release recently talking about an intern program.
Yes, we do. We have actually the internship program is open right now. It'll be open until March 15th, and we have roughly about 16 internship availabilities throughout the state. And really, they're paid internships, which is a big deal. As an intern, when I was in college, I was able to get a paid internship. With Ducks Unlimited, but internships are very rarely paid, and these ones of ours, they're paid internships, and we have them available. We have them available we actually have one that's available in policy this year. So the people that are working, when you're talking about the feds or something like that, we actually have a division that works with those folks. We have an internship open there. We have some education internship open. We have some enforcement internships open, so people that are wanting to become a game warden, this is a good opportunity to see really what it's like. We have wildlife management. We have fisheries internships as well. So we have quite a range of them, and we have them spaced throughout the state as well. So and you can find out all of that at agfc.com, and right there on the front page, it'll have a thing saying apply for an internship, and you can click there and you can see all of those.
Age restrictions?
Well, you have the restriction is you have to be in college, and you have to at least have had, I believe, 24 hours of college credit to your name at that point. So basically, after your freshman year is what you're boiled down to, and then you can start getting those internships. Once you're out of school, I believe you can still do an internship in that last summer after you graduate from a bachelor's degree. If you're going into a master's degree, you can still get an internship in that in between summer there. So those are those, and the internships we have, everybody kind of jokes around about an intern is, they're going to spend a summer stuffing an envelope or something like that. Our interns, it's required as part of our program that the internship director gives them all sorts of in the field experience.
Real quick, tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Mayflower High School cafeteria. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That's where we're talking about Lake Conway and where we're headed from here.
All right. Randy Zellers, thank you so much for coming in on your day off.
Oh, this is great.
Holiday. And thanks to Briar Pennington and Haley Robinson for joining us, talking about trout and bass and all the good things. Hey, springtime's coming, Ray. We need to take advantage of this.
We got 2 more weeks, 8 o'clock, and we get back to 7 o'clock. Thank you, folks. Have a great week.